Good afternoon. My name is Albert Abrams. I'm the Chief External Affairs Officer at Middle Georgia State University. And it's my pleasure to welcome you here this evening to this exciting event, one that we've been looking forward to for several months, years. And we're just happy to be here this afternoon. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Blake, who will give his State of the University address. Dr. Blake.
Well, good afternoon and welcome to our Warner Robins campus. I am delighted to welcome you and to give an annual State of the University address, which is my fifth New Year's address to this community as president of Middle Georgia State. I am especially honored today, Vice Chancellor Sharon Pope, at this official opening of our new STEM learning facility here in Warner Robins, which is offering us the chance to provide new levels of education in fields at the forefront of knowledge and in demand here in Houston County and across the state. Welcome, Assistant Vice Chancellor, to you and your team from the USG, and to several other distinguished guests, including Warner Robins Mayor Randy Toms, Dr. Mark Scott, Houston County Schools Superintendent and a member of our University Advisory Council, Dublin Mayor Phil Best, also a member of our University Advisory Council, private sector leaders like Houston Healthcare Chief Nursing Officer Mindy Hartley, and Robins Financial CEO John Ray, as well as our colleagues and friends from Robins Air Force Base. We are grateful for your support of the university, and we're grateful for the state funds provided for this new building annex, which will serve the people of Middle Georgia ably in years to come through excellent teaching, learning, and scholarship. Georgia State University has reached a milestone, a fifth birthday this month as a single consolidated institution. What amazing changes we have navigated these recent years. I thank our faculty and staff and students for building a new institution and now a university that is remarkable in so many ways. The most affordable in Georgia, among the first consolidated in Georgia, and with some of the widest regional and geographic footprint in Georgia. Without your leadership, skill, commitment, and yes, patience, we would not be as strong and purposeful as we are today. So at this State of the University address, let me congratulate us all on our fifth birthday and thank you for nurturing us to this critical age. And getting to 5 is indeed important. I shared at the recent Board of Regents meeting on our campus that at the age of 5, we typically treat children as ready to begin the long process of leaving home and embark on a journey of education by going to school for the first time. Using that metaphor, I challenge us now to embark on a new stage as a university, to leave the security of our home and to step out in a new intentional way. What we do to accomplish that? Firstly, we must develop a plan for the journey. As we reach the end of our first strategic plan, named Greatness Begins Here, we must now think afresh on the vision for the future and develop a focus that will give us success and strength for the coming years. Our provost, Dr. John Anderson, is now academic officer with crafting a plan in conversation with the campus community can deliver on our promise of professional and career education to a diverse range of academically and financially situated students. Our blended mission to be a university with an access function is a hard and demanding challenge, but we are honored to be only one of 4 institutions among Georgia's 25 colleges and universities that is tasked by the Board of Regents with that accolade and responsibility. So let us enthusiastically embrace and create that environment. Next week, I shall be publishing a white paper to assist in defining our emerging context and identifying the needs and priorities for a new strategic plan, which we shall unveil and share at our upcoming August convocation when we start a new academic year. My white paper will set out the governing principles and the vision that we must look to on our horizon. What might those principles be? Well, building on our blended status as a university with an access function, it is clear that our first priority must be to build an academic strategy across our campuses that empowers student success with clear degree opportunities and pathways to completion. Academic strategy must, like the focus of the USG's Year of Momentum on pathways, it must be built on students' lives, schedules, and aspirations, and not expect students to fit around ours. Short, a student-focused academic strategy built on student access and success. In a hybrid model of learning that encompasses both face-to-face and online. Now, we have made strides in improving our retention and graduation rates at the baccalaureate level in recent years, with our graduation rate rising from less than 20% in 2012 to nearly 33% in 2017 over a 6-year period, and our retention rates rising from 58 to 62 in that same time frame. We are not yet where we want to be, but we are moving in the right direction. We have created innovative graduate programs and certificates that reflect our strengths and address market needs. Now we need a clearly understood academic strategy. By clearly articulating this strategy, I believe we will then truly finish out the task of consolidation properly. This will, I am convinced, boost our enrollment. The urgent need to do this is apparent to us all. As the most affordable university in terms of tuition, it is important that we increase our enrollment volume. The Chancellor's goal of increased efficiency and effectiveness aligns with our experiences over the past few years. We have become accomplished at doing much with little, and that realistically is the way forward for us all. We are efficient. To become more effective, we must aggressively grow enrollment. And we can be proud that we have already started that. As of today, we have virtually eliminated the negative gap that was full when we were all disappointed in a 4.8% reduction in headcount and credit hour production in semester to semester comparison. Today, we stand at the start of spring semester virtually identical to where we were last spring. Now, that is an extraordinary achievement in one semester to catch back up again, so to speak. With nearly 7,000 students here, we are now able to build on a core student base. I thank our admissions staff, our faculty, and our academic advisors for this great spring success. Well done. Now, to build on that success, I am announcing today the creation of an enrollment management division, which will come together on July the 1st under new leadership from outside the university. We will soon conduct a search for a vice president for enrollment management, who will work across offices and departments to drive recruitment, admissions, and to assist in retention, progression, and reaching graduation. By redeploying funds from vacant and existing positions, we will be able to make this appointment without increasing new costs and monies to the university. The effect will be enrollment growth with clear intentional responsibility and leadership across the institution. We do this now on the basis of a new awareness, research, and collective engagement with enrollment, which has been led by the Enrollment Action Team, which has begun to make improvements in each of the areas that our new incoming Vice President will oversee. Now we must turn that action, which the Action Team has led so well, into a new strategy. This intentionality must become a primary feature of our work for the next few years. While we have a hybrid and blended function, we cannot be all things to all people. We must highlight what we can and must do here in Warner Robins and on each of our campuses, targeted resources and efforts. We must segment, select, and prioritize, which means we must make tough choices in which some efforts and opportunities will not be sought, but others will be clearly selected and focused upon. How will we do this? By a new energy and reliance on data sharing, collaborative actions, and a technology-competent environment. This past year has seen new leadership in IR and a new sense of what we can do with technology and data. We can track progress, see what is working and what needs further work. For example, this past year saw robust, shared, and essential reporting among leaders across offices and divisions every Monday morning to show how our enrollment was tracking for the future, and we were able to shift our resources and make decisions as a result. The moral here is obvious. We need to develop clear, shared, and accessible forms of data to inform strategy and our decision-making. This is something others have done for years. We have begun to do it, but not yet at the stage of development for building an advanced and complex regional public university. Our next must address that powerfully. What is clear is that we will need to do this with creativity and intellect, the best resources we have. We know dollars will be tight for the foreseeable future. Our niche place as Georgia's most affordable university means our pockets are not empty, but they are light and they are not deep. In this next year, because our past fall drop in enrollment was about 8%, we are now having to tighten our belt even more. While we can do this for another budget year, we must address our financial situation aggressively. We must seek new monies through grants, now supported by a grant writer, and we must increase our support from philanthropy and business contracts. These functions, typical of a university, are now essential to supporting our operations. And I am heartened that our annual fund was the highest ever this past year, with over $858,000 in giving to the fund and new levels of participation by our faculty and staff. Thank you all for enabling us to award over $350,000 in student scholarships this past year. But our bread and butter financing must come from enrollment growth and the sheer volume of students we have enrolled and graduated. That will be the #1 priority of us all, of my presidency, of our work, and of our upcoming strategic plan. Until we maintain for the long term an improvement in enrollment that this spring's success shows possible, our current financial situation will remain very restricted. Additionally, We, like all other USG institutions, must now start eliminating the online tuition differential and ensure that students pay the same tuition rate for both and online classes. To make sure that the campus is aware and involved in financial planning needed for the upcoming fiscal year FY19, I have asked our Executive Vice President and Chief Business Officer, Nancy Stroud, and each of our Vice Presidents to conduct a series of meetings with their faculty and staff, put and seek advice on how best to manage our financial priorities and decisions through tight times. Many minds and voices are better than one. Do participate when these meetings are established so your ideas and voices can shape our strategy to grow and sustain this university intellectually, professionally, and financially. Today, we stand here as an example of the can-do spirit and the belief in the greatness of our mission. We opened this afternoon formally a new STEM wing here in Oak Hall that will for decades to give opportunities for thousands of students to shape Middle Georgia with their lives, their learning, and their livelihoods. We are doing this so robustly already. For example, in this past year, we have seen the first cohort of nurse practitioners graduate from our Master of Science in Nursing program. Actually, it looked earlier like some of the next generations already doing their work back here. They're already getting ready for it, aren't you? We've seen our baseball team becoming conference champions. We've seen new opportunities for life-changing study abroad programs that fit students' lifestyles and budgets. And we've seen new talent join us in key positions of leadership. These examples illustrate that while we are a large organization, we must be prepared to show agility and nimbleness in our work. We need a culture that lives and teaches to our students and to ourselves that change will happen, that we have navigated change wonderfully since consolidation, and that future change will require continued creativity and willingness to be an agile institution and agile as professionals. Tomorrow's world will demand that of us. We have that capacity, and we must now build into our plan that capacity for our future work. I look forward to us gathering again as a community later in the spring to celebrate the graduating class of 2018, and then again meeting in August at convocation to start a new academic year. Meantime, I thank you for what you all do for the students of Middle Georgia State. May this be a wonderful year for you personally and professionally. Thank you. And now we get to the fun bit. I am delighted to ask Assistant Vice Chancellor Sharon Pope to join me in a moment at the ribbon for the formal opening of our new STEM wing of Oak Hall. This $5 million investment offers our students nearly 16,000 new square feet of study space, including 4 state-of-the-art labs, plus a conference study area, seminar room, and a collaborative learning room. I would like to recognize the team who brought this vision to fruition. Dallas Smith from Construction Manager Piedmont Construction, Roland Davidson from Architect Lyman Davidson Dooley, and Travis Weatherly from Project Manager Paramore and Quinn, as well as our entire facility staff here at Middle Georgia State and our colleagues at the USG. Oak Hall is named after the live oak in the front of this building. The live oak is not only the state tree of Georgia, it is also a Southern symbol of strength. This ribbon cutting today is emblematic of not only our strength, but our excitement at building a more educated and stronger Georgia right at the heart of the state. After this ribbon cutting, do feel free to join me and our colleagues for tours of the space, for food and fellowship. And once again, I do thank you all for coming. Thank you. Thank you so much. We have here this. We're doing it. Our backs to everyone. It is open. Thank you. Please do come and enjoy it. Thank you very much.